Hey guys, and yep, I am doing a video on how to make your basic rocket in Kerbal Space Program. Also, this was suggested to me by one of my friends who will remain anonymous. And yeah, we're gonna start with making your basic average satellite. So usually for simplicity, I'd suggest the Probodobodine Stay Platonic. It's a good satellite. But it's not good enough. It needs propulsion. Also, these are from mods. You won't have these in stock Kerbal Space Program. So, first things first, I would try to... No, that's too big. My preferred fuel tank for a space probe of this size would be a toroidal fuel tank. Yeah, the round 8 toroidal fuel tank. I'm just going to put on 3 of them. Now, this is a decent satellite that I recommend the Spark. It has a nice particle effect. And, usually what I want to do next is maybe set the symmetry to 4. And if you're not using the demo, you should have access to these solar panels. These big white ones are the ones you want. Hopefully, if it'll let me connect them. If it won't let you connect them, you get a structural. You select, oh. Well, in that case, we're gonna need a new fuel tank. Yeah. Back to this one, I guess. Either way, that looks ginormous for a space probe of this size. And that's why I wouldn't select it, but in desperate times, I guess I have to. Now, what you want to do is you want to go in here, and if you're not using the demo version, is yeah, you can do this. Also, by the way, something I had problems with when I first started playing Kerbal Space Program, you don't like do that and then you drag it, you click, and then you move it off. So yeah, just for all you guys who want to know how to do that. And then these are slightly off, but I give them an action group, so just, wait, no, there we go. Custom 1 is usually what you want to do, the action groups for the ones, the numbers, then you put that right there. And I like to put the Z100 rechargeable battery pack on. Also, when we extend these, you can see they do this. However, if that is not what you would like to do, you can also put on the 1x6, the 1x6 panels, and that should usually do it. Yeah, custom 1, go, that, toggle panels. Now, since the new update's coming, and I don't have access to it, but a lot of people who are part of the community do, this is just a simulation of a ComSat with one of those new antennas. Just center that, and then, yeah, you could extend it if you want. It would look nice. And also, if you would like, you can put science experiments on. So you can put on like mystery goo for something that would fit the size, but for me, that's not what I want. You might want a cylindrified thing, but these are atrociously large, so just keep that in mind if you want to use this. But yeah, I'm not going to use them anymore. Instead, if that's too big for you, you might want to use these ones, the much smaller versions. And then these have fuel for monoprop engines, like an RCS thruster block. Could use these. So, yeah. In this case, I don't have any place to put them except for right below that. Just place them. Now, what you'd like to do is, I prefer doing this. And also, if you want, you can rename it so, boom, it's renamed. And now, Now it's called ComSat. You might want to go ahead and put on a basic stage. Well, right after you put on the fairing, I almost forgot that part. So, yeah, 1.25 meter fairing would fit this one good. You just left click. Go do this. Yep, close fairing. There you go. Now you can see your staging is set up fine in this direction, which is one of the worst things in KSP, just having your staging wrong. Then maybe for a second stage to boost it into orbit, you might need one of these. I'd recommend the Terrier for your engine, a basic 1.25 meter rocket. And then you would like to separate it with one of these, and then go to fuel tanks, maybe get one of these tanks. Well, that's not really long enough. There you go. Contains enough fuel. You like to put, usually I'd recommend putting on a swivel engine. They have gimbal, but these ones, the Reliant, they don't have gimbal, which means they can't turn, but they have more thrust. But overall, you might as well get the gimbaling one. So, usually now at this point, I would like to put on some fins. I'd recommend the Delta Deluxe. Not because they're deluxe, but, yeah. And now, like, you can do this. I'd recommend this one. I usually don't use it, but in this case I do. Sorry for the extreme close-up. And then back out. If this is enough thrust for you, then I would recommend a BACC Thumper SE. My game is experiencing major lag problems. It is backing up without me telling it to. Then you'd like to put on aerodynamic nose cone. If this is still too far out for you, you can move these in with the offset, which I'd highly recommend doing because that is way too far out for me. And then I recommend a TT18A launch stability enhancer, which is the only launch stability enhancer, so I don't know why I said the name. But now there's a rocket. But you can see here, staging is messed up. So this is your liquid fuel engine. You'd move it down to your SRBs. And I recommend having them fire like that. And then these, you check it. So yeah, separates off, then that goes separate, and then that fairing opens. Also, if you want, you can set it to sides too and ejection force and edit that. I like clamshell deploying to be on because it looks nicer and not confetti-y, if you know what I mean. And then, yep, that stage fires that, separate, and that. So, congratulations. Also, you do this to save. So, congratulations. You have built yourself your first Kerbal Space Program rocket. And that's practically all there is for this guide, and bye.